Greetings, listeners. Welcome to the Whip 12 podcast. My name is Raymon, and today I'm here with Copper.
Hello,
Hello.
it's me,
And
Copper.
yes, and I'm very happy you're here because,
Excellent.
there once upon a time, there was this little NA2 faction
Yeah,
called JSA, and if you want to play another flavor of JSA, there was another little NA2 called Ikari.
yeah.
But now they split off, and only Ikari is left as the only NA2 faction of them all.
One of the last true good guys of the human
Yes,
sphere.
yes, for sure. Yeah, today you're gonna talk all about them.
Yeah, please. Yeah, here to share my wisdom and knowledge, if we can call it that, and try to convince people that they're not rubbish and that they're really good, and you should all give it a go.
Yeah, I'm already convinced because it has Ariana profiles in it, and if it has Ariana profiles in it, it's automatically very good.
Automatically good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
suppose I'll take that. I'll take any reason to keep singing about it.
Yes.
I don't want to talk too much about it now before you get the introductions done.
No, for sure. Because I have an announcement to make for the future of the channel. I today have bought a box of Warcrow Song of the Dormant. So I am going in as the Scions of Yaldabaoth, and actually happy that I made the jump.
I'm excited for you. You're
Yeah.
braver than me.
Yes, I found someone that will buy the Feudom from me because while I actually like the sculpts of Feudom a lot, it's also an army that I would play, and that's why I want to get rid of it. Because if you look at my own collection, I got many models painted that have flowing tabards and plate mail. So I want to get far away from it and just go tongues and 4 arms or 6 arms and just disgusting elves. I wanted to play disgusting elves because that's not in my collection.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
A few people have started Warcrow in my local meta, but
Yeah.
I've not dabbled into it myself. So yeah, it'll be nice to listen to your wealth of knowledge on it when you gain it, and maybe I might dip my toe in. But I've got an addictive personality. I dip my toe in Raymond, and I'll suddenly have it all.
Yeah, I'm like, if you look at the 3 games that I was already playing, what they have in all is that I collected all the factions. I have all the Infinity factions. I have all the Song of Ice and Fire factions. I got all the Moonstone factions. So I actually said to myself, only Zions, please.
I bet that doesn't last.
No, because I already made public that I really dig the Wood Elves, but I'm not joining in with the Sylvans because my local game store owner, he jumped into Warcrow and he's actually playing the Elves. So I was like, I don't want any mirror matches, so let's go with Scions first. I'm already saying first because
Yeah, I was going to say, you're already slipping in. Like, oh, he was going to do that. But I don't want them. They're slipping already.
I just want to play one faction.
Within weeks, you have 2.
Yeah. Well, mostly I start in 2 because if you want your community to, or people around you to play the game, you actually need a second army to introduce them. So from that mindset, I'm always taking 2 armies.
That is one of the best justifications I've ever heard for buying my miniatures right there.
Yeah. And the worst thing is that you start off, a third one, fourth one.
Yeah. Well, you need a third one for flavour. What about if you're trying to get someone else into the game and they don't like the second army that you brought?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just keep going along those lines.
I want to introduce people with the army that they like.
Yeah. You're doing it all for them.
Yeah. I collect armies for people outside of me that I want to meet people. That's the source of my collection.
I'm sold on the whole idea of you buying all the armies.
And then people can just coming over and play with my toys. Yes.
Yeah, that's it. I'll let you broach that one to your significant other and that, and explain the costs involved.
Luckily, I do not get restricted much, or maybe I should say I'm doomed because I'm not being restricted too much.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I'm not restricted, but I'm definitely judged by her. She can't hear me, so I'm safe to say this now. Unless she listens back, which then if you don't see me again, it was her.
Yeah.
I want everyone to know.
Well, she's just happy that there's a hobby where I just sit quietly in the corner and say and just paint a lot,
Yeah,
and then she knows I'm not cheating.
yeah, that's it exactly. I get banished. You get banished from the living room when programs come on and that as well.
No, no,
So,
no.
like,
I can stay. I can stay.
I get fully kicked out. The whole sign, like she put Love Island on. I'm like, oh god. Oh, she's like, just get out. Just go to the garage. Go to your man cave. Get away from me. Go do some modelling. It's like, I need money to buy them.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that I wanted to cover is that I had like this crazy nuts game of Infinity that I just needed to share. Because the last tournament that I've organized, the whole thing is that that I always end up as the odd person, so I'm not playing at my own tournaments, which is a shame because I'm trying to use it as a way to play 3 games. But yeah, I'm always the odd one out. But this time there was actually a situation where someone was late, so I had to play the first game. And I was really excited, and I played against Carolus. I brought Tartary Army Corps. He played Steel Phalanx, and
That's a tough matchup.
yeah, but I made it tough for him because my list was called just 2 dudes with with their tractors.
Oh, no.
So what it was made up of were 2 tractor mules of each 5 points, 2 Irmandinos, and the rest was all camouflage.
How many markers?
I had 3 scouts who were all mine layers EM. So
Nice.
that's
That's
amount of
6
6.
already.
Yeah. And then I had 4 Strelocks who were all decoys. So that's so that starts with 14.
14.
And then I had 4 tank hunters. So
That's 18 camo markers.
18 camo markers. And we were playing decapitation, so that means that's a 16-inch deployment. But it also means that all the forward deployment were also going halfway the table. So I had just a string of camouflage in the middle. And it could be an EM mine, could be a decoy, could be a scout, could be could be a Strelok.
The Strelok living its best life at the halfway line, yeah.
Yes. So it was a real mess. While in the back line, there were a lot of tank hunters just awaiting their time because I had the one that was the lieutenant, so he was hiding, so he knew that at least one of those camos was the lieutenant. But the other 3 were one with a heavy machine gun, one with a missile launcher, and one with an autocannon. So a real mix of either very defensive or very aggressive camos. So I came into a situation where Ajax, being a chunky boy, being an S5 profile, was sticking out a little bit higher than he wanted to. So I could see him if I went around the corner with a tank hunter with the AP HMG to shoot it from a nice little 24-inch distance. So that meant that I revealed myself, but my Carolus, the brave man that he is, he said, well, Ajax will not dodge, Ajax will fire. At that distance with the combi rifle. That's a -3 for the range, another -3 for the cover, another -3 for the mimetism, and then another -3 for the surprise attack. So he was shooting -12, which meant he was shooting on a 1.
But it is 100% crit rate if he hits.
Yes. Guess what he rolled?
Oh no, a 1?
Yeah, a 1.
Oh no.
I was like, you bastard.
See, that's what
I actually, before he went in, I was like, do you want to change you're rolling on 1. You can dodge if you want to. I don't want to be this harsh. And he was like, no, I'm still shooting. And he rolled a 1. and
Good
then
man.
2 saves.
When you ask the dice gods, they will provide.
Yes, yes. So yeah, I took 2 wounds and he went went down. And then
Yeah.
I revealed with my autocannon to try and finish the jobs because I'm a sucker and a believer in the sunken so, in the in just stay spending. So I fired, and then he was like, "Ow!" I will shoot again. I'm like, "You're not rolling
No.
ones now." And luckily he didn't. But
Oh,
and then Ajax went. Yeah, I hit it twice, so Ajax went down in a puff of smoke. Because 6
Yeah.
armor saves is just a little bit too much, even for such a hero.
yeah. Explosive rounds will do that to even a
Yeah.
big boy like him.
But I was just very happy that finding out in that game that surprise attacks work on link teams now again. So I was really feeling the old juices of playing a lot of camo again, and it being useful. But I also used. I find myself pretty smart for using this one because he was at the point where he lost Ajax, but the rest of the link team was still there around turn 2 or 3. He was walking around replaying supplies, decapitation. So he was actually going for a designated target to hit. So he moved around because he saw one of the EM mines going off, and he was like, or he probably has that trick 2 or 3 times up his sleeve. Let's go the other way around where there are less camos. So he stopped at a point where he thought he was pretty safe from my sidelines, which he was. But I had still a tank hunter with a missile launcher, and I was able to. If I could look over a rock, I could see his unit, but I wasn't going to reach. I had to first climb up, and then that meant that I would go out of camo, and that would mean that he would have the first shot at me. But I was like, I can bring in a speedball. Let's bring in a speedball jetpack. So I lay a jetpack down, run up with the tank hunter, jumped up over, could see the whole link team, launch a missile, and just blew up the whole team. Everyone was in the blast.
Dear.
It died completely. I was like, oh man, this is a great day for Oleg. He finally got his jetpack. And just jetpack rocket launched.
You mean someone used something that wasn't a Vita pack or switch on or whatever?
No, I didn't need that. I just wanted a jetpack because now I have a sideline that he didn't expect. It's probably more worth than a Vita pack in this occasion. Because people are mostly using it for that, but not the other things are seen as, well, it's nice if you roll it random.
Yeah, but, it's always Vita pack, auto repairs and switch on or whatever it is, and that's kind of all people use for it, isn't it?
And I was like, no, give me the jetpack. That I can make good use of that one.
Yeah, I'm glad you used it.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone has been justified now at CB knowing that you made good use of the jetpack.
Yes. It's vital. I think, if some units go suddenly an extra +2, or like in my case, a sideline opens up where my opponent thought, well, I got this link team safely hidden around the corner, and oh no, there's Oleg with the rocket launcher.
Yeah, no, it is really good. I probably should not just dismiss it so quick and put it in the back of the brain for future planning and scheming at the table.
Yeah. I found myself real smart.
Yeah. It's just a whole link team as well. It's just the cherry on top of the cake for your clever things. So,
just 3 dudes like Machaon and all those nice little 2 wound or no wound decapitation dudes that are like, mostly they need a time. You need a while to kill them, and now I just got them in one nice little explosion.
Yeah, just take your 3 saves and go away, please.
So yeah.
Oh, great.
I just had to share that with the group.
Always good to share.
Yeah.
Always.
So, Copper, let's talk about you. How did you get into this little hobby called Infinity? Are you a Warhammer refugee, or like everyone else, or?
No, not really, not so much. So my old man, my dad, he first took me wargaming when I think he made me wait till I was 10. And I wanted to go desperately beforehand. He was like, nope, you can't go till you're 10. I later found out that's just a lie. I think he just wanted more time without having to take me. But at the Wargaming Club and that, they mainly play like historical games and board games and bits and pieces. So I kind of jumped straight into that. Doing loads of World War II and different aerial games and board games and campaign games and more like historical.
Your second generation.
Yeah, I did dabble a little bit in Warhammer because there was always people that played it and stuff. But at that age, I didn't have a paper round, and even when I got a paper round and working in the shop or whatever, you can't. It was so much money. Whereas I'd already learned I could get this whole board game for like 20 quid or whatever and have everything I need, or spend vastly smaller sums of money on an entire historical army and play it over and over again, and no one's going to write my Panzer Grenadiers out of the history book, so I can't use them or whatever. So
have you heard about the Mercenaries Panzer Grenadiers?
Yeah, that's it exactly. Do you know what I mean? I kind of like skipped over all that. I mean, the models are fantastic and they look great. I just look at the price tag and the rules and the gameplay and think, oh no, not for me. I'll take a hard pass. And then leading on from that, as I got older, discovered alcohol and girls and stuff I think I'll just go with girls and alcohol, maybe alcohol and girls, who knows. And then joined the army and then suddenly reappeared into the hobbying world as like a 30-year-old man after leaving the army in bits and pieces, and thought, I used to do stuff before I joined the army. What did I do? Oh, I used to do nerdy things. So I just got back into nerdy things. And Infinity came around because we come out of the plague era when they finally said it was safe to come out from COVID, and shops and game stores and bits and pieces reopened. And I just happened to be walking past the game store in Norwich at the time, and Kieran, the owner, was outside, and he invited me in, or invited me to we're reopening in bits and pieces. We're doing this Warcrow tournament. I was like, what's Warcrow? And it turned out that was a GW game. He's like, that's all right, look, buy a ticket, and that gets you box, and that's all you need. It's just that, turn up and play some games. So I'd done that. I didn't really read the rules, didn't really understand what I was doing. But luckily for me, at the same time, there were some guys who I'm now good friends with, and that Ben and the Clark brothers and bits and pieces. They were in there playing Infinity, and I saw their little models, and I saw the little minis on the table, and I thought, God, these look smart. Yeah. And instantly drawn in by Ben, like, oh, you only need like 10 models and a few things and that, all giggling. But you end up buying everything. They were honest, you will end up buying everything, but you don't need it to start with. I was like, I can do this. They look cool. Seems complicated enough to get me interested in that. Aero system, that sounds fun, all that kind of good stuff. And before you know it, I'd bought loads and started playing. That was Ollie that taught me to play mostly.
Yeah.
So blessed be.
Our blessed be.
Our blessed be, yeah. So yeah, it's just it was N4. It's just as bikes got mimetism. So yeah. And I started off playing TAC, to which he just bullied me every single time with his for days.
No.
Yeah, he did. Ruthlessly, with a smile on his face, in a friendly manner. It was weird.
Yeah.
Nah, he really did.
Hakkislam, it's humane killing.
Yeah, exactly that, yeah. Barely explained any rules to me. The man's a monster, I swear. So eventually, when I'd had enough of him bullying me with that, I started playing Onyx and Combined Army, because I thought, you know what, I can't get better than him. I'll play something better so I can eventually beat him. So
did it work?
It worked. So yeah, I was happy. Like I felt like Infinity was solved at this point. I didn't need to play it anymore. And then there was and then I went to my first tournament, and then it spiraled out of control. Then I thought, oh, this is really good. I really like playing competitively. So, this is fueling some kind of monster I didn't know I had before. Yeah, now I can't get enough.
Yeah, and for good measure, because it's I'm still of a mind that the game is getting better every edition.
I think so. I mean, I've only gone from N4 to N5. I don't like change. if we're being honest. I am a bit terrified of change and
Mm-hmm.
things I can't see. So, when they first changed the fire team rules, I was like, "What? I've never played a game system where it's like they're going to change it." I couldn't believe it. Like, they're gonna change it. I thought they can't. That's the rules. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like, no, they changed it.
You get a +3. You take 5
Yeah.
and you get a +3. That's how it works.
My little brain was like, how is everything going to work if I'm not getting +3 on my 5? Like, what's the point in playing anymore? It's all going to crumble down around me. It changed and it's really good. It's strange, that, isn't it? So, I'm still not saying change is not a good thing, but
All right, in this one instance.
yeah, in this one instance and like a few others I can count on one hand, it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But never do it again because it scares me.
Yeah, because it scares me. So if CB could just keep N5 from now on and just not tell me it's a big change, that'd be fantastic. That would help me greatly.
Well, they want to get to that point where it's a living rule book, so then all of a sudden changes just appear to you because they rewrote it in the PDF.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, I suppose I can trick my own brain into just telling myself this is okay because that's normal. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
What's the system all about? It's organic and
Yeah, that's it. Well, it just blew my mind. I've not played a game system before where the designers or the owners or whatever just turn around and say like, we're not happy with stuff. We're just gonna rip that all out and give it a shake up and throw it back in and see what people complain about then. Yeah, it's just like what? But they're onto something.
I'm still think they're ones that have the ear closest to the community and the player base. People would say they're not, but yeah, I think they saw the writing on the wall because of the army builder is there. It's free, but it's just a way for them to collect a whole loads of data on what we're playing and how we're playing and if it's winning at tournaments and such and such.
Well, yeah.
And yeah, just seeing that everyone was building a same Z army, either a core team and a Harris team, and then a little bit of filler from whatever the faction has, and is very good or very cheap or very good and cheap.
Yeah. I mean, it makes perfect sense, really, when you think about it. They do have all the information. They have all the stats and figures and bits and pieces, don't they? So why not use it to change it? Why not shake up the meta and change things around? But I mean, if Carlos, anyone listening from CB, I want my 118 point avatar back. All right. I feel spited and hurt, and my local guys will be crying at me right now to shut up and stop going on about it. But I won't. All right. It's my hill. I'm going to die on it. 118 point avatar, 4 orders back.
Last time I played it in a tournament was a few months ago. In 3 rounds, nobody put even a dent in the thing. And even if they did, little Dr. Worm was very close by to repair it. That thing is a monster to kill.
As a CA lover, I'm going to just refuse to admit that it's still really good and still a very powerful tag.
Because you're missing out on one tactical awareness order.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep pushing my fake news that it needs to go back to how it was. It's definitely not for my own personal gain or anything like that. It's just fairness.
Man, no, it's...
No?
It's so good. Oh, I saw my opponent that played against it thought he was very smart by isolating the thing and then move just a little repair bot around the corner to repair his flash bot, and I could reset. I could reset on an 8, and all his work was done for naught.
Oh no! Oh no! Everyone forgets it's whip 17.
Yeah, it was like, oh, I gave it an isolation. It's -9. It will never wake up again. Oh no! My ankle made a creaking sound, and now it's awake again.
Yeah, it's when you roll it and you roll like a 6 or something. You're like, nice one, I passed, and they look at you to say like, you can't. 6 is not. No, it's -9. It's like, yeah, whip 17. Yeah, nah. It's very good. I mean, it's terrible. CB need to correct their horrible mistake and put it back.
All right, I will talk to them.
yeah, please. Yeah.
He wants his tactical awareness back. I don't know why, but he wants it.
Yeah, and don't forget the other LT order, Raymond. Come on.
Yeah. Of course. We need 2 orders more. Yeah, I don't know.
I need it with my vanilla combined. I don't
His
have enough.
Alpha Strike is just not that anymore.
Yeah, that's it.
He needs to be able to wipe out his opponent in one order, in one round.
Yeah. That is
Because it's
it. Very
fun.
true.
Yeah. Right.
It's
Well, let's get to Ikari,
I
because
suppose we
there are
better
no
get in the
avatars there.
No avatars. It's kind of what people like to think is the flip end of the scale, really, isn't it? But
Yeah.
it's not true. I'd like to argue otherwise.
Yeah, the weird thing is, like I said, there was in the past, JSA, and if you wanted to play not JSA but still have the vibes, you go to Ikari. But now there's Shinden, there's Oban, and there's Ikari. Is there still a place in the world for Ikari while the JSA has gone off to be their own faction? Why hasn't Ikari come along? But yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean that we did. We got a few buffs out of the JSA shake-up because the Diogo got HMG.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, so we got that profile slip across, but the Karakuri still don't link. But I suppose they're not going to take everything out of JSA or Shinden or whatever and put it all into NA2 because I mean they want people to play Shinden and JSA, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I think Ikari has plenty going for it. I mean, I'd like to describe them as they're not a very deep faction; they're just very wide. Does that make sense? Like, it's just like, oh no, you killed my BS-13 gunfighter. It's like, don't worry, I've got another one. It's like, oh no, my fast attack piece died. Like, don't sweat it. I've got another one round the corner.
Yeah. Ikari is if you find a tournament where they play free game and you don't have to be just 15 units, Ikari is gonna open shop and
yeah. Well, I mean,
you want some desperados, you want your yon-yons, you want to drown your opponent and like make an extra phase, which is your impetuous, which is his own turn.
Yeah, I'll play 6 rounds and you play 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they do have like shortcomings. We get into that in the bad and the ugly bit of it, I suppose. But yeah, I suppose if I was selling Ikari to people, I'd say like, it's a wide faction, not a deep faction. You can almost build redundancy into your list coincidentally because you'll just take more of those units.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. It's very easy to write a good Ikari list and think, damn, I've only spent 270 points. I better upgrade some things. Like, what else am I going to put the points into, or what am I going to change for this, or and they've got a lot of units around the same kind of point costs. So between like I suppose from like your Desperado point range up to like your Tanko point range, that like 6, 7 to like high teens. You've got Krakots and Tankos and Diggers and, all your Fugazis and bits and pieces like that as well. So there's loads of swapping and changing. You can, like, oh, I like that flavour piece. You can swap a Digger for a Krakot, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think there's a lot of fun in the list building. I don't think there is like, I mean, they do get poo-pooed about, let's face it. I mean, I've quite often been asked, why Ikari? Why are you playing Ikari? It's like, because they're good. They've got a secret sauce to them. You just got to work out what it is.
Yeah.
I think they also suit my playstyle, which is quite aggressive. So, I can just have loads of fast attack pieces and I can apply that turn 1 alpha strike if I get the chance, which, whip 12 LTs don't help you with that. But I played loads of avatar lists and I still lost the LT roll loads. So I don't let it worry me. Do you know what I mean? Like you should be building your lists to be able to go second. Is my spicy personal opinion. So if you're building a list purely relying on going first, and that's the only way you think you're going to win, then it's probably not a great list.
Yeah, probably 50% of the time you just ass smacked.
Yeah, that's it exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. If I don't get my Alpha Strike out, then what's the point?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not comfortable running a list like that. So
I'm just a second round kind of guy. I like to be reactive. I play the armies that can do that better than most.
yeah, Ariadne's
Being
great for that.
camouflaged. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're great for that.
I mean, I don't expect to win the LT role much, and I don't usually. I've just got used to going second. Also, when you suppose I've got a, well, yeah, I suppose I've got to the point where people do like recognise your ITS name a little bit. So even in a mission that favours going second, they'll snap pick going first because they don't want me to go first. So I've got pretty accustomed to just accepting that I'm probably going to end up going second, which sometimes works out fine because it's just like, okay, acquisitions, you really don't want me going first, then
Yeah, that's half the battle.
I'll watch you deploy, and then I'll
yeah.
So I've already got the upper hand again.
Let's hide that ninja and
yeah, exactly
wait
that.
for the third turn.
yeah, just wait for the third turn, just walk him into it. Yeah, exactly that. So yeah. So do you want to talk about some of what I think the good bits are?
Yes, of course. Let's go in with the good, because it's good, bad, and ugly, and we always
Good,
start
bad,
with
and
good.
ugly. Yeah. All right. Well, I think one of my favourite. Yeah. Okay. My favourite thing, Amand Lemut. He is. I'm probably saying his name wrong, but just have to forgive me.
Lemouette.
Lemut. We've already discussed this, Raymon. I can barely speak English.
Lemouette.
Yeah. So what an amazing profile. He does some great work for Ikari, especially the multi-sniper rifle, the MSV1, because that's the profile. I don't know why you take the mine layer. Well, I don't take the mine layer one. If people get a good reason to take it, please share it with me. But MSV1 multi-sniper rifle. He's got a template weapon. He's got a +1 burst breaker pistol. He can handle himself in CC because he's got natural born warrior, CC21. He's no slouch. And with MIM6 and a little bit of forward deployment, there's so many games where you can just get that extra little, that building just outside your DZ.
Yeah.
That they don't expect that you'd be able to deploy on top of or get a run up that side of the board or something like that. You know what I mean? And with the Neg 6, I think he almost becomes a bit of a chancy hard ARO piece. So not only can he deal with a lot of ARO pieces himself in the active turn, he's got that second wound. All right, he loses his MIM 6, but with Neg 6 himself and against the right kind of matchups, put him in cover at the back of your board, covering a nice lane or two, or maybe not the entire table, but put him somewhere where he's got covering a bit of the board, keeping the fire lanes long. He's a really solid piece. I really begrudge writing an Ikari list without him.
I have played many times against Lemouette.
Yeah.
And every time in Toa, outside of Toa, inside of Toa, you can get a symbiote, so that will make some either very extra spicy. But even without it, there's so many ways you can play him. And sometimes you expect him to do the one thing, and then he does the other thing. The time that I thought, well, he's gonna be there. He's the arrow. He got his -6. His multi-sniper. He's good where he's at. And then my opponent decides, well, I'm going down the stairs and I'm going to go very close with these breaker pistols and shoot you 3 times. And I was like, what? This was your defense piece. What's he doing here? Doing all sorts of killing. But that's what he can do, yeah. And yeah, the CC, that's just a bonus. The amount of times I've tried to kill him because he's like, he's snipering over there, so let's run in with something close combat. And you're like, oh, wait, you can actually manage that.
Yeah, see, even against MA3 and MA4 guys now, it's still 1 dice against 2, and you're not knocking his number down. He's an auto pass on the dice roll, which makes it a dice roll. So yeah, just think he's a great piece.
Ultimate, yeah.
Yeah, and
survivable mimetism -6 is just and bringing the combination of bringing your own MSV and then still giving your opponent mimetism while taking away The other's
Yeah.
mimetism a bit.
Because there's always a great argument about what's better, to apply the mods or take the mods away. Well, he does both.
Yep.
And he's S2. It's not like he's not like a big tag having to do that, give it and take it. He's just a dude.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little Toa dude. But yeah, definitely.
You never have to pick the shock ammunition. You just never
No,
have to.
because he's always got it.
Yeah.
Always got it. He's blessed his bullets.
AP in shock, DA in shock.
Yeah. Yeah, no. He is a very good piece.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, think about people that can fight in CC. You can't talk about the good in the car without talking about your Jimbo.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
the guy that even when I didn't know what kind of model he would become,
yeah,
just wanted to have him. Because a samurai on a bike is just,
yeah.
Why pass on that?
How can you call yourself a nerd and not get excited about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they got his profile off the bike and on the bike. I've not got much use out of the off the bike one. It loses mimetism. It just, for me, it's just spend the extra point, have his motorcycle and go even faster.
Yeah, why even do that? Yeah.
Yeah. He's also strangely quite important for Ikari because of our bad LT choices. Because he has a crazy
koalas. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, you can deploy in such a way that you've got your LT and LT decoy, spread out. Because if Yojimbo's in the centre-ish, he can put the koala leaning towards the side that the LT choice is. So you're not having to stack your LT and your decoy 12 inches apart. Because Yojimbo's only got to be 12 inches away. The koala can still be placed 8 inches away from him.
Yeah.
And then you can put the other LT decoy, the other 12 inches, the other side of Yojimbo, in bits and pieces. But, also being NWI with templates and smoke and bits and pieces, he's, not only a really fast attack piece, he's also quite a good DC defender.
Yeah. And just having that martial arts level 4.
Yeah.
More dice to kick with. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And that DA PS3 weapon. Yeah. Not even, the tags don't want to be rolling that. They don't want 50-50 saves when you're fighting with someone who's going to be hitting you on 27s. And it's the 2 full hits as well.
Going 8-6 for 20 points. Just so dang fast.
Yeah. And limited cover. Amount of times limited cover has come out crucial when I've been playing. You roll your save or whatever, and it's like, 9 will fail because he's only armor 1. It's like, no, he's still got his toe behind the cover here. He's good. Because a lot of impetuous units get no cover. Yeah. So if you keep moving him around smartly or deploy him smartly, he's going to be armor 4. It's not all right. They don't get the mods to hit him, but his mimetism kind of makes up for that.
Yeah.
Just his fat face,
so much improved.
Yeah. He's a real good tool piece. Another I'm gonna say my last mercenary type really good thing I'd say about Ikari for me, which I think is the Bashi Bazook. Yeah, I know. There's probably a lot of people going, "What?" But
this is spicy. So,
Bashi Bazook. Just cast your eye over the T2 board and shotgun. T2 board and shotgun with AP. And his boarding pistol +1 burst with AP. So that's a template and a +6 weapon, both with AP, and one of them doing two wounds. When you combine that with his hollow mask and hollow projector, I usually never bother with the hollow mask, but this hollow projector. So when you walk on the side, because I'm not brave enough, I won't risk the combat jump unless I'm really desperate. Because
Physical 11, let's go.
Yeah, physical 11. That's a bit bum clenching for me. I'll try to walk them on if I can. But even if things are desperate, you're walking on 3 models. So as long as they're not going to chuck a template at you or hit you with a heavy rocket launcher or missile or whatever, it's just like the corner guard with his combi rifle or something, or his HMG looking around a corner. Yeah, okay. I've picked what one's the real one. Here they are. It's 1 in 3, and they could miss as well. Like, I don't know. I'm not good with maths odds. I never work the odds out, but it gives you that ability to do it. And when you can strike with them, it does a lot of damage. He's always on a one-way trip. He's never going to survive.
No.
But he's a great little group 2. He can walk on, spend a couple orders walking into position to take out something that's quite key. And I mean, the board and shotgun one, I've had games where it's just flumped, not done anything. But I've had plenty of games where I've took a tag out with it, took out Joan of Arc with it. The list goes on. And he's just a little 14-point irregular dude.
Yeah, the T2 boarding shotgun, that makes a difference because I'm looking at it and I'm like, this thing is competing with the Yan, which is cheaper. Has a chain rifle, so it can do when it comes on. It can probably take on more in a blast, but this is more your. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look up the biggest thing in the yard, and I'm gonna hit it with T2 AP.
Yeah.
And see how it likes it.
I love him being in Group 2. If you can use your Group 1 orders to clear that hole, delete those AROs, do something. This is the guy you can think, okay, you're on a one-way trip, mate. Earn your 14 points. Go kill that LT in firefight, or that tag you don't think you'll be able to fight because it's Pano, BS15, and my Wooming aren't. They're thinking like, come on, there must be another plan. Well, it's your time to shine, Bashi Bazook. Go give it a go. Yeah.
Yeah, I see a reason for taking this one. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. So another good unit for me. I'll just keep going. I feel like if not, we might be here for hours and hours, Raymond. The Wooming.
Wooming.
Yeah, Wooming.
Bread and butter.
So, they are the line troop
Yeah.
of the faction.
Yeah.
There's some other guys you take that are compulsory. Kusatsu's, Brawlers, you get Arslan, but we'll cover him in a bit. But the Wooming, with N5 getting AP heavy machine gun, massive points drops, they're just, alright, they're slow, they're 4-4, but I'll take it. It's fine. I can deal with that. It's 33 points for AP heavy machine gun, BS13, Armor 4, BTS 3. That's my line troop. Okay, there's enough cheap stuff in Ikari that I can quite happily take a few of these guys and make this work. I know the BTS, it has got low BTS, but you can get.
I'm playing Ariadna. BTS sounds like a lot to me.
Yeah, but I mean, you can take the Timbot -6 firewall to try to deflect some of that hacking that come in, because that's the downside to the Wooming is that people will hack. We'll see them and try to hack them. But I mean, there's some great Wooming profiles. The AP HMG for an active gun. You've got the heavy rocket launcher. What a fantastic corner gun. He's 23 points, Raymond.
Yeah.
23 points. And he's got an EM carbine as well. And all of these guys have got boarding pistols. So again, we're full of templates. Apart from the cheapest one, he gets an EMRAT. And his submachine gun's still even AP. I just think using these guys to make up a 3 to 5 man core or Harris team in each list, they're points well spent for Ikari.
Yeah, and not breaking the bank, especially.
No, you're not breaking the bank. And the Wooming multi-rifle with a grenade launcher and EM grenade launcher, it's no SWIC.
Yeah.
It's a no SWIC dirty spec fire weapon, which, you know what, sometimes you've got 1 or 2 orders left in a group. It's like, do you know what, I'll try lobbing a grenade over there on a 7.
Yeah.
A couple of times. Or sometimes it's maybe the only option you've got. You don't want to fight the hard arrow face to face, because I've been using the grenade launchers more than the guided missiles at the moment. Mainly just coming down to SWIC. Getting too SWIC heavy in the list, having to cut it somewhere. It's like, well, I'll cut the guided bot out. I can put a 0 SWIC grenade launcher in. If I have got something spotlit, that makes my spec fires go down from -6 to -3s. If you get it within 24, you then spec firing on a 10. It's 50-50.
Yeah.
And most things you're going to do it against are dodging on 7s, 8s, 9s maybe. And it's the EM one that makes it particularly nice as well. So you don't just have to kill them. You can just make them roll double action BTS save and maybe lock the tag up that you didn't want to fight in the first place.
They got very especially with the EM that they added to it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, really good
grenade, but also the carbine and the Emirat. Just
Yeah.
Easy ways of knocking out anything that's also heavy infantry.
Yeah. But I mean, you can't really mention the Wu Ming without talking about the Brawler, because the Brawler is your faithful wildcard in Ikari. So you can wildcard 2 of them. And I mean, you're talking, I can't remember off the top of my head, I should do really. It's not many points. 16 points and half a SWIC for a hacker device Brawler. Now I hear everyone sighing, it's like, yeah, but it's WIC 12. It's like, yeah, but I'm in a core team with a -6 Timbot.
But he's also 6 cents, so anything.
And he's 6 cents.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, you know, you're getting all your hacks off against your stealth units moving through repeaters. And if you've got other hackers on the board, you only need one guy that's going to know they're there.
Yeah.
Because it forces them to react, which then gives everybody else a chance to react. You know, so, you know, but putting a hacker Brawler in there, I quite like a 4-man Wu Ming core. You know, if you've got a APHMG and a Timbot guy and, you know, maybe the heavy rocket launcher one and then the Brawler hacker, it's a lot of your SWIC into one core, but it's a hell of a core to rock.
It can do a lot of work.
It can do a lot of work. And, you know, if you don't want to take the heavy rocket launcher, you could maybe put the Brawler MSV2 sniper in there, and or the Doctor or the Engineer if you play a meta that's heavy and hacking and you are that worried about it, well, you can bring a Brawler Engineer along. Again, I know WIP 12, but you can't have everything.
If he got -6 because of the group,
yeah,
then he has a solid chance of hacking something else.
Yeah, I do. I mean, what people are happy with a WIP 13 or even WIP 14? Well, you know, you're an 8. My 12 suddenly look pretty good.
Yeah. And bring it down my level and under it.
Exactly that. I'll just bring everyone down around me. And I mean, you know, thinking of hacking and other good units is then you've got your Drews. Drews shock teams. I mean, the killer hacker is the profile I like. I mean, he's 23 points, no SWIC. He's got his combi, pitcher, D-charges, X-visor, killer hacking device. He's Beerus attack SR -1. So, you know, if you put him in a little duo to get the extra dice, you've basically got a Spitfire with a shorter range band. You know, that's how I like to look at it. I justify everything by comparing it to something else. I can just get there. And he's Warhorse, you know, so he's lobbing pitchers anywhere on zeros that you can see, or out to 32 spec firing on a 6, you know, worth it if you need to. Yeah, so maybe the X-visor really does come into it. And between him and a little duo with something, or even him just solo. I love running the Drews killer hacker solo, just as a button pusher. You know, he's a WIP 13 specialist. Yeah. He can cyber mask. He can get around all the mines. He can push up the board. He gets to walk through all your mutts and jammers and, you know, bits and pieces like that. Or if you only see like regular hacking devices and stuff, he's, you know,
just the hacker being immune to a hacking program is just very strong.
Yeah, it's massive. Yeah, okay, it can still be carbonated, but
that's easier to get out.
It's a hell of a lot easier to get out of it. Yeah. You know? It's just fantastic, and ability to be able to cyber mask and just move like you could if you were a camo marker to go through a sight line to get to a button, or just cyber mask up to keep yourself safe so that someone can't long bomb pitch you and remove your hacker from your group and what have you. You know, I think they're really good. And
I think the overall value of medium infantry has gone up in the game.
Yeah, because he's a classified machine.
Yeah,
because he's a veteran troop. He's got a hacker. He's got D-charges. You know, he can, and medium infantry. He can do a lot of cards for you.
That viral pistol can also, if someone is not prepared for it, and you're getting very close, and then all of a sudden you're taking these BTS saves we're not expecting.
Yeah, with the SR -1 as your little cherry on top, you know. So I think they're really good and they're cheap. I mean, you know, he suffers from being medium infantry, doesn't he? Yeah. He's got slightly tankier arm and he pays a few more points, but that's what we've got in the army. That's what we use. And I think.
But you're facing, N5, you're facing less blasts, so the survivability of a one wound unit has gone up in my, or at least has the chance to fight it out. Instead of being just hit by blasts.
Yeah, gone up massively.
Yeah.
I think it's gone up massively, and suddenly we're talking about how good the Wu Ming are, the BS13 and all that. It's like, yeah, do you know what? BS13's all right these days.
Yeah.
Pano get clapped on the back for that great BS at 14 and 15. Well, if I'm in the active turn and I'm on 13s, I'll take that fight.
I got
Yeah,
4 dice, you got 1.
yeah,
Let's go.
four dice and a special dice. Yes, I'll do that. Chances are, if they roll that crit or that one higher number, that was going to happen no matter what your odds were going to do.
Yeah, Ajax can roll that 1. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, that's it exactly, innit? It's just I have everything lined up right, but the dice gods will let me know I can't have it all my way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to keep going with good units?
If there are still good units to go to, then let's do.
Yeah. I think there's loads. Right.
They're all good.
They're all good. They're all good. I could justify them all. No, I think I'd be crazy not to talk about what I'd call like my. It's probably my last like real good unit. I think, and we got to talk about the Tankos. One profile in particular these days.
So you already got the Wu Ming that are very cheap heavy infantry.
Yep.
Let's do Tankos.
Angry cheap heavy infantry. These guys, it's one profile right now that I can't really make an Ikari list without taking at least one of these.
Yeah.
The Blitzen light shotgun disco baller. Impetuous disco balls. I love it. And a lot of arrows, I'll run him up impetuous, not even contest anything with his disco ball and just eat the double action round off the sniper on burst 1 at him or whatever, because you just think like, well, I'll probably save one of the saves. It's just terrible to think of my poor Tanko like that. But if it's
you're gonna take it on the chin and throw your disco ball because you're just there to be a disco ball thrower.
Exactly that. And when he's not throwing
What's
his disco
my purpose in life?
Yeah. I mean, when he's not throwing his disco balls around, he's a stealthy 6'2" HI. All right, his martial arts is only level 2, but martial arts 23, so he's throwing 26s with a monofilament weapon. That's not bad. And the stealth, lets you sneak about. The impetuous gives you the extra movement, and these guys can fire team.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't really took the missile launcher much with the change to not so much fire teams. It's the BS13. That's crazy, isn't it? An impetuous heavy infantry BS13. Why not? I'll take it. But the limited cover made the missile launcher a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get your armor saves, but when you're on ARO, you just it does swing to face a lot. Suddenly they're shooting you on 16s because they're ignoring your cover.
Yeah, not
And
getting
you'd be on
-3 is just
13s or 10s. Yeah, if they got mimetism or something. I'm not saying I wouldn't take them, but they're still great. No one wants to get hit by a missile launcher on ARO, do you? Or on the active turn from the ARO piece. And
it's still a big risk.
It's a big risk. It's a big risk.
If you fail it and you just get those 3 armor saves to contend with, it's your chances of winning are high, but if you lose your unit.
Yeah. See, I often think if I want a Swick weapon low on ARO in Ikari, the Tanko missile launcher is 26 points. I can take a Wu Ming with a heavy rocket launcher for 23,
mm-hmm.
and he gets cover. He's still got 2 wounds and he's armor 4, and he fits into a better link team, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So the Tanko missile launcher, he's kind of been replaced by the Wu Ming, but I think the disco baller guys, he stole his lunch money.
Yeah.
He stole his lunch money, gave him a wedgie, and left him in the locker room. Just like, we don't need you anymore. Ha ha. So, poor guy's just sitting in the waiting room waiting for his moment.
I was the bane of everyone's existence.
Yeah, that's it.
Man, I've truly lost the game because the Tanko missile launcher could not be dislodged by any of my 3 good attack pieces. All the 3 attack pieces died. I was wing clipped.
Yeah, I can believe it. It's the same, and it's like, yeah, I'll go get him in CC. Damn it, I can't really do that either because he's going to hit me back. So I suppose so I don't make everyone listen to a 6-hour podcast. My last good unit for Ikari, I'm cheating here a little bit, but I'm hoping you'll let me have it. Isn't so much a unit; it's the fire team charts.
Oh, well, I
I
allow it.
know. If I'm allowed it, can I have that? So
Yeah.
I think a big part for me with why I'd like to sell Ikari and tell everyone why it's so great is a bit of the fire teams. Because I can take a Kasatsu's okay, so I can have an LT, an LT decoy, and a Tanko. Okay, so if I built that kind of list, I could still have my Tanko. Or if I've got my disco baller in there, he could start in the link potentially just as a Blitzen on
Yeah.
ARO.
Yeah.
The Wooming, I've already said about you've got that Timbot, the Brawlers. I mean, love it or like it, guided missile. Love it or like it, no, love it or hate it. Guided missile lists are a thing. They're competitively good. I'm a monster. I play it happily. I'm sorry, everybody. You could just hate me, but a Wooming core. You can take an APHMG, the Timbot guy, 2 Brawler hackers, and you take a Drews in a duo to get some pictures out. You suddenly got an awesome reactive hack in there. I don't need to
Yeah.
spend my active orders doing it, and that's that Drew's or the Wooming fire team. Sorry, I can take a Harris or a core, so you could take a 3-man core and a Harris team. You could even there's enough points in a carry. You could even take 1 Harris and 1 3-man core of Wooming and Brawler and bits and pieces. So I think that fire team's great, and other wild cards you can squeeze in there. All right, bounty hunters, they're not that great, but it's still a 12-point regular order. But I mean, if you talk about squeezing 12 points, really what you want to squeeze is the digger. The diggers were a wild card.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right, they transmute. Okay, they got impetuous and that, but they get bounty or booty, which is cool. Sorry.
Yeah.
They're 14-point corner guards. So you could even cut the cost down and start putting them into your links or your Kasotsu links. You could have an LT decoy with a digger, an LT decoy with a digger. Oh, you can't actually because they're Harris. So it's just me telling everyone to make illegal fire teams. But you could have an LT decoy and 2 diggers. The Kasotsu makes the link and have 2 digger friends to watch the doors for them. And then you've got the Tanko fire teams with the Tankos and the Diokos. You can have Harris or duo them. Who doesn't love a couple of angry Tankos running up the board together? And then the Drews fire teams. Drews, everything seemingly counts as Drews, which is fantastic. So you take your Drews killer hacker, you can stick Osland. I say that with great pain. You can have him. He's a real thing. I'll give you that. Tawu, Clipper drone bot. Okay, that doesn't have a keyword, but Tawu. But the Brawlers and the Diggers have Drew's keyword and they're duos. So again, you can have your Drew's killer hacker and you can give him a digger friend to guard his corner and give him a +1 burst for his picture shot.
Yeah.
Give him his +1 burst on his SR -1 combi.
Yeah. Still rolling SD dice for a very
Exactly.
cheap combination.
Yeah, and I do get it. It hasn't got the killing potential like the old N4 fire team ARO. But if you're talking wasting orders and staying alive, yeah, you can pitch down and lock your digger up or something. But if you've got your Drew's killer hacker nice and close, you've got to deal with that before you can do that. And if you've done that just to waste a pitcher, then I'll take it.
As long as you're not a Pano
As
player
long as
by
you,
heart, this is very good.
yeah. So I mean, and then you've got your mechanised fire teams, all right. Scarface, Trip Hammer, they're all good. Everyone's talked about tags and bits and pieces. I mean, I like the Trip Hammer, but everyone's allowed an opinion. But the other fire team I really like is the Krakot Renegades. They can duo. 28 points for 2 cheap Krakots. They've got a little bit of forward deployment, gives you a special dice, and they're great little ARO forks because you can hoss a grenade, chest mine, chain rifle. If you can position them in such a way that they're guarding one flank, you could get it so that if something comes around the corner, you can ARO, chain rifle with one, throw a grenade with the other. You're almost doing like a reverse ARO fork. I know it's magical Christmas land that everything lines up right and that, and it snows every day. But the intention's there at list design.
You have great metachemistry rolls.
Yeah, exactly that. They both
Yeah,
get motorbike legs. Yeah,
yeah.
all that good stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna sneak that one in as my last good one that I'll bore you all with is the fire teams. I think that's what really makes Ikari good. I think that's where you can put the flavour in the bits and pieces. Because I just think,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
where it also stands out from the other JSA-ish forces.
yeah. I don't play JSA that much. I play against them enough. Yeah, I, I know what you mean. I just think like you can take cool JSA units like Tankos and Wuming. Well, Wuming's a Eugene.
Yeah, Eugene, yeah.
Yeah, they're the same guys. No, God, I'm going to get screamed at. You can get all these units that people already like playing, and then you can take them in an NA2 army and chuck in loads of cheap mercenaries, still squeeze out your special dice and your fire team bonus that you want, and then have more points left over to take more
Yeah,
cheap guys or upgrade other things and that. So, yeah, I think it's a unique flavour to why Akari is appealing. And I think it also helps why I like to think that they're better than what people expect because you can take all these 2 wound HI attack pieces that are not amazing. So we're not deep. We're not a deep faction heading down one narrow opportunity line or whatever. We're just gone really wide. It's like, oh no, he
Ikari is
died.
that faction where you're looking around the house what to eat. You're looking in the fridge and see, oh yeah, I still got a paprika laying about. Let's
That's
whip
it.
something up, and
Yeah,
then it's far more decent than what you are making during your regular days.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the paprika of the Infinity World. You just chuck it with any food and it tastes better. All right, I think I'll stop on my good then. If not, we go.
Yeah, let's go
We go
into the
for
bad.
yeah, the
What's
bad.
bad? What's awful?
So I think I'd like to say anything I don't talk about is just okay. So we don't go over every single unit in the game because it's crazy.
We're not giving it the Ariadna
No,
treatment.
that's it. No. So bad for me is the Dokai with
Oh,
his
poor guy.
yeah,
Our
with his
cookie boy.
HHs. Yeah, so couldn't work out whether he'd be bad or ugly, but I'm gonna go with bad. And you can come at me on Discord and stuff. I'll argue with you all night. It's fine. So on paper, he's great. Armor 5 again. BTS. We're just gonna have to ignore the low BTS. That's just you got to accept it. We're a NA2 mercenary army. We're not gonna have everything. Right. We do not want to fight in the hacker nets. So he's got his armor 5. He's got BS attack SR -1. There's NCO there. He's 2 wounds with NWI. He's stealthy. Again, he's only 1 dice martial arts, but he's still attacking things. And you're probably going to bring him along with a couple of tankos or something to give him an extra dice. And it's cheap enough. You can do it. It's easy. So, most of the time, he's only probably going to spend 1 round of CC on his own. Then he's going to have
Yeah.
a mate in there as well.
And he got his heavy machine gun now. He's 2 wounds and no
Yeah,
wound
yeah.
so
And
he's
he's
very
Panzerfaust
sturdy.
arrows,
Yeah.
it's great. It's just, I feel like the Wu Ming burst into his locker room as well and beat him up. They
Stuffed him
beat him up.
with the
Yeah,
Blanco
they
missile
stuffed him
launcher.
into his own locker. They stuffed him into his own locker, and then they took his heavy machine gun and loaded AP bullets into it and waved it at him through the little locker window. Like, just, I can save 17 points.
True on that, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I lose NWI, but 17 points. 17 points goes a long way.
If
It's
you have
still
the NCO, you can use
BS13.
that lieutenant order you never use.
Yeah, I know. It does have. It pains me a bit to put him in the bad category, but I find most of the time when you're writing your lists and you're gearing up for that event, tournament, grudge match with your mate that you play every week that you tell yourself you don't really take seriously, but we all know we do. It's 17 points goes so far. And AP is huge. I know he's got SR -1, and I don't use a dice calculator, so everything's 50-50. I win or you win. But if I've got AP, feels really good for my 50-50. I've got no
Yeah,
maths to prove this, but sometimes
especially if you're going against something heavy as attack, then an SR1. You probably wanted your AP over your SR1.
that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a personal opinion that puts him into the bad, but
Anything
He's in the
armor
bad for
4 and
me.
up, you're already beating.
Yeah, and he's a bigger silhouette. He's still only 4'4", just like the Wu Ming. Like I say, the Wu Ming, they beat him up in the locker room.
Mhm.
But I suppose everyone is allowed opinion. Although I'd like to say that mine is the correct opinion, and we should all believe me.
You're the one with the mic. You're the one talking about Ikari.
Yeah, yeah. How many times
You're
can
a
I say I
god
want a
now.
118-point avatar again? Yeah. All right. So another another genuinely bad unit for me is poor old security chief Arslan.
That guy
He
never gets a break.
he's just never going to get a break. So when you read the top of his stat line, yeah, he's all right. You know, he's got MSV1, X visor. He's got the Drew's BS attack SR -1, courage, dodge +3, no wounding cat, warhorse. Okay, he's not got shock immunity, but that doesn't bother me. You know, half the time you worry about shock immunity, they don't shoot with shock rounds anyway. So let's just forget about it. Just ignore that part of it. You know, he's BS13, armor 3, BTS 3, solid. Where he goes wrong for me is the 35 points just doesn't match his multi rifle.
Yeah. You want an attack piece. He's not really
Yeah.
that. He's
So
more of a
again,
support piece. He's a
yeah.
bit too expensive for that.
So I mean,
Yeah.
going back to my locker room analogy, you see, this time the Tanko has joined the Wu Ming and gone into his locker room and beat him up because the Tanko stole his disco baller and said I'll be 19 points, and for
Yeah.
30 something points I can have. He's more expensive than the most expensive Wu Ming.
Yeah.
All right, he's a Whip 13 LT choice, which is solid, and we all know we've got Tao Wu in the army list somewhere hiding. Master's something innocuous. He could be a second Arslan to throw you off the scent. But I'm happy with Whip 12. I'm okay with that. I just don't feel that 35 points for him is worth it.
Well, Whip 12 is good enough for me as well.
Whip 12 is good enough.
Yeah.
Like we said at the beginning of the podcast, I'm happy going second. It's fine. I'll just take deployment or whatever. It's all right. So yeah, you know, like I say, if you look at one Arthur's one side of the profile, he looks pretty good. And then you look down the bottom bit, just feel a bit disappointed.
Yeah. It's probably one that has stacked too much stuff onto it, and then by the end of it, it's just too expensive to really.
Yeah, I mean, people always go on about the CB points calculator system or whatever maths they use to work out how much something should be or shouldn't be. He's one of the profiles where I do kind of agree. It's just like, just talk to me about that. What
Yeah.
what makes him that? Because if they kept him the same but gave him like an AP Spitfire or something, or yeah, he wouldn't need much, but he needs something to me, so he's in the bad
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. Sometimes there's these profiles where you see that they're really shaving off points either by using frenzy or the no wounding gap,
Yeah,
shock combination. That they really cheapen a unit for with their own ways of doing stuff. And then there's this like the crane profiles in Eugene that just get chucked under stuff until they collapse under their own weight.
yeah, that's it exactly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I I reckon, obviously we talked about how many good notes I made for this Raymond already, but that's kind of my bad list. It's just them two guys that they really annoy me.
Mm-hmm.
When I scroll through and spending hours at work, not working, looking at my army app on my phone like we all do, they're the guys that wind me up. You know, I just think, what?
You make the way you make lists is you go onto the toilet
Yes.
and you make lists until you cannot feel your feet anymore.
Yeah. Then you know you should have gone back to work already.
Yeah.
Exactly that. So, oh, my
And
legs
you
are
just
numb.
wobble off the toilet
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
because all
yeah.
your nerve endings have frozen up for a little.
Yeah, that the one. That's the one.
That's how, and then you have a good list. That's how
Yeah,
it works.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, you know, I think, yeah, that's my bad pile.
Mhm.
That's my bad pile. But I've got a really short, ugly pile as well. And this pains me,
Mhm.
but it's the alpha seed.
Oh no, another chunky boy.
The chunky
Oh.
boy, yeah. So he's in the ugly, not the bad, because he is different to anything else. So he's not really like the Wu Ming. The Wu Ming can't run in his locker room, beat him up because he's got some great stuff. He's got
Yeah,
combat instinct, so he negates the -3.
yeah,
Um, Mind layer, so it's adding an extra layer. Sixth sense, you can't backshot him, and he's warhorse, so he's unhackable. And I've spent loads of his podcast moaning about how unhackable it is, and just accept BTS 3. Well, this guy's got BTS 6. So not only is he unhackable, he's got more BTS, and I'm
yeah.
still putting him in my ugly pile. It's just because he doesn't.
For shame,
Yeah,
Copper, for shame.
yeah, I know. It's because he just doesn't fit. When I put him in a list, I find he's took up so much airspace in my points that I'm not sure. I put him in here. I paid a 1.5 SWIC. I spend like the 49 points. I think, yeah,
Mhm.
heavy machine gun, I can work with that. Grenade launcher, smoke. Yep, yep, yep. I like all this. He's good. BS13, yeah, he's always going to be, yep. And then I'll write the rest of the list, think, oh, I need a few more points back, and I'll drop them down to the heavy rocket launch, and I'll say to myself, like, yeah, heavy rocket launch is good. It's always good to have a template arrow. And +1 burst free weapon. Yeah, I'm crazy. I'll do that in an active turn. Yep, happy. And then I'll write a bit more of the list, and I think, oh, I'm 6.5 SWIC. What can I drop? And I see this guy and think, well, I wanted that Wu Ming heavy rocket launcher, so I don't really need a template weapon for ARO, and boom, he's straight out the list again.
Yeah.
So
I think it's
yeah,
mostly it comes down to that he's not part of any link team. I think that would
I'm
throw him into
I'm
the
meant to
woods.
be the Ikari expert here, but I think you've just nailed it.
Yeah.
Perhaps that's what it is. You just solved the Ikari for me, Raymond. You're right, because he isn't part of any link team. He's just a dude on his own. You can't get him a special dice. He just takes up so much space, and I
Yeah.
don't feel like he adds enough. And like I say, every time you go through the list, I just like I just said, you save a few points, drop a profile down, or need a bit more SWIC back, get rid of him.
Because if he could be combined with the Wu Ming or the Tenko, he would be a great point man. Just
Oh, just imagine him on
yeah,
ARO as
yeah,
well. Sixth sense, so you can't smoke shoot me. Combat instinct, so you're not going to be as attack -3 me or whatever. And he'd have his special dice with his heavy rocket launcher. He'd be a hell of a ARO piece
yeah.
with 2 wounds and armor 5. Yeah, yeah. Perhaps CB, if they're listening, when I
They're
get my
always listening.
118-point avatar back and
Always
his attack
listening.
awareness, I'll get the Seed fire team and Ikari as well.
Mhm.
I'd have Carlos's babies. It's that simple. I'd just make it happen, Raymond.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my hot takes on Ikari anyway.
Yeah.
I'd say every other profile in there is just we've all seen bounty hunters. We've
Yeah.
seen the ones on the boat, the ones not off the boat. It's got basic engineers, basic doctors, war corps. Tawu, we've all seen Tawu. We just take him to hide him to get counterintelligence. He's great. Like
Yeah.
19, 18 points now. He got a points drop and then 5. Great.
Ludois can be dirty, especially since you
Yeah,
since
yeah.
you got some bigger like play like you are a desperado and just
Yeah, exactly. Or you just hide them as a little
yeah,
baggage bot hanging out at the back, just
yeah.
like, well, you can't hollow mask anymore, can he? Shows how long since I took one. No, it's just hollow projector. But yeah, I'm sure they had hollow mask, or have I just made it up? Maybe I made it up in
I
my
thought
head.
he had Holomas. Oh yeah, that's my
We're
mistake.
learning something. We're teaching each other stuff now. Yeah,
That's
he's
it.
got the hollow mask. He's just got hollow projector.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll skip over that point. Ludans are still great.
Still, yeah, just holo projecting, being this heavy flamer,
Yeah, yeah, and
yeah, mines.
ninjas, they're great.
Yeah,
TR bots are great. Pathfinder bots are great. Clipper bots are great. You only get one for Ghazi, but we've got enough cheap orders in Ikari, guys. Let's not sweat it. Carry for, when you don't mind getting specialist kills, you want a free structure, immunity enhanced BS13 nightmare for your opponent to deal with. Well, we can take 2 of them. They can't link, but I mean, when you've got those kind of stats and things, it doesn't
you
matter.
can win a game if it's just
Yeah,
one objective you need to run to. You just go
yeah,
for it, take every
yeah.
shot that's coming at you, and just poop the button.
Exactly that. But I was cautious of wanting to talk about great profiles that are just going to be everywhere else. I mean, even the humble war driver, great. People poo-poo him, but he's still good. He's a sixth sense hacker with 0 pain. for 14 points. Yeah, why not? It's a whip 13 specialist.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a faction full of Drews with pictures flying around everywhere. The more Sixth Sense or and that hackers you can get, the better, you know.
The amount of time this guy has defended my DZ with such verve, because nobody,
Ah,
especially in
yeah,
Ariadne, no one's expecting a hacker, and then end up targeted, and then all my other dudes get a
yeah,
+3 on shooting you.
yeah. And for missions like highly classified when you're building Ikari, he's
Yeah.
great. Like, yeah, he's a good pick. He's a very good pick. Ninjas, loads of armies out there get the ninja. I
Yeah.
think everybody takes the ninja killer hacker. 25 points, great profile. I don't want to spend too much time talking about how great they are. Desperados, again, they're great. So yeah. So if I ain't covered it, I think they're good. If I've covered
Yeah.
it specifically, I'll give reasons.
So what's a bit of the list constraint that you face when building a list of Ikari?
So LTs, there ain't no two ways around it. I've just poo-pooed Arsland, so it's going to be a Kasotsu or a Brawler.
Yeah.
One's cheaper than the other. Kasotsu's, you get 9 points, half a Swick. The Brawler's like 14 points or whatever, but no Swick. So it depends what you've got more of left. 15 points, sorry, for the Brawler. So it depends what you've got more of in your list or what you need more of in your list. You either end up making them Brawlers because you've got a few more points left over, but you don't want to take the Swick away from something else, or you need the points, but you've got half a Swick, so you put the Kasotsu back in there. For me, most of the time, I just take one of each, or two of each, or one and Tawu, and it's just your basic LT and LT decoy. I suppose, like a lot of guys out there, to really thrive at Ikari and be comfortable with it, just get used to playing a turn or two once in a while and loss. Take a Drews, take some Krakots, take the Alpha C, and don't waste all your command tokens, would be my advice. Yeah, LT is huge because it's not like, Pano, you have your Fusiliers, but you have Fusiliers, Joan, Hectari, you know what I mean? There's different profiles out there.
Yeah.
Or you've got like Eugene, everyone takes the one guy under a camo marker that never sees the table.
Yeah,
Got
playing
George,
decapitation, you're a bit in the tight
Dao
spot.
Ying. Is it Dao Ying? Yeah, exactly. So decap and firefight. Practice deployment. Practice playing in loss once in a while. It'll just not make it such a nail-biting experience when it does happen, because it is going to happen. Your LT choices are fairly obvious. So a good player or a lucky player is going to put you in that situation once in a while. And yeah, I mean, I played my firefight game last night for the IGL League, and my LT Kasotsu survived the whole game.
Can happen.
It can happen. It happens more often than you think. I think it's just the fear factor of it.
Yeah.
I suppose the other big constraint is the lack of camo game. So we've got a ninja.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And a ninja, and the ninja, and that ninja I told you about already.
Yeah.
Is pretty much it. That is it. We got plenty of forward deployment stuff, +4s and bits and pieces with like Amman and Krakots and so on, but not much in the way of camo game. So you can get marker state. Drew's Killer Hacker can marker state up. So I'd say a big constraint is the buttons in the midfield. They feel a long way away in Ikari.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like your acquisitions or your panoplies or whatever they are in that centre line, unmasking, they're a long way up. But not for the ninja. He can deploy if there's not a exclusion zone. But if there's an exclusion zone, it can feel like that 12 inches can feel like the long walk.
Yeah. The ninja is twiddling his thumb a lot until
Yeah.
three.
Yeah. I mean, he's like a 25-point tax you've got to accept you take to make sure you can push those buttons.
Yeah.
But the Druze is great for pushing the buttons. He can cyber mask up. And like I say, normally on a decent board, you can move, and be totally hidden. And even if you've been discovered, okay, it's an order sync. But if you need to push that button, because that's the scenario and that's the game, well, that's what's going to give you the win or the edge, then you'll spend that extra order to re-cyber mask up and walk back out.
Yeah, you have your ways to push your specialist through.
But yeah,
Or
that's
just hand-fisted with the Karakuri.
Yeah, yeah. Or just that's what I was gonna say. Or just march the Karakuri straight
Yeah.
at it, screaming, "And what? Come at me!" And all the other kind of football hooligan movie moments where they all
Yeah.
say some kind of tough man line as the Karakuri just robots its way up the middle. Yeah, with his little smiley face, just laughing at them. So it's a constraint, but there is ways around it.
Yeah.
And it's not the end of the world. You
No.
know, you can build perfectly serviceable lists. So yeah, that are big constraints. But the flip side to that is Akari just can pack a hell of a punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have MSV, so all right, Brawler and Amand, but you do have access to cheap and cheerful disco ballers. You do have access to cheap and cheerful Yan Yans and Bashis,
Oh,
and
yeah.
if there is a Mim6 tough ARO piece, there's there's a tool to deal with it. Whether that's your Bashi Bazook walking on and T2 board and shotgun it, or whether it's a Yan Yan dropping smoke in front of it, or if it's got MSV2, it'll be the Tanko trying to get disco ball in front of it. There's something to deal with it.
You get love in your kit.
Yeah, exactly that.
What's the right amount of irregular orders in your list?
So I like 3. I've got a couple of lists I can quickly talk you through if you've got time, or maybe just one list.
I can always put it in the show notes, of course.
Oh yeah. Put it in the show notes then. But yeah, so my normal list is 3. 3 for me is enough.
Are they spread out or all in group 2, or?
So I'd probably put 2 into group 1 and 1 into group 2, and I'm a 9-6 split man. I love a 9-6 split. They are, I think, the optimal for me. I like a 9-6 split, and usually if I've got the ninja in group 1 with the 9, I only have 1 irregular order because the ninja's already starting off the board. So you're already down to 7 and 1. And then if someone strips you and you haven't got your mate Tawu hiding, you're suddenly down to 5. And 5 regular orders and 1 irregular can feel restricting.
Bit tight, yeah.
But if you've got Yojimbo in that group, for example, he's got his impetuous and he's going to spend the irregular order. So he's got 7 orders to run up the board, kill himself, and hopefully take something else expensive with him, or a few orders with him. But it does leave your group 2 alone, which I like to put like Amand for Drew's team, or the engineer and that kind of stuff in that group. So in like Magical Christmas Land where it snows every day, Amanda's going to shoot down all the AROs, or the Yan Yan in that group, or the Desperado in that group, whatever it is going to deal with the AROs or block the path.
Yeah.
And then they've stripped the orders out the top group, which means like Yojimbo or the Wu Ming or the Ninja or the Bashi Bazook, whatever's in that group, can then spend the orders left over to strip their orders or achieve the objectives or do the cards and so on and so forth.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of
how it goes about. Yeah, with the Ikari. Yeah.
That is it.
Copper, great stuff. I am especially thrilled to play Ikari again.
Good.
Because this sounds like just a load of fun.
Yeah, I do. I think they're great fun.
Yeah. The Wu Ming have got an uptick with their EM. It's just that's just is a great base to have. The Druze have gone up in worth. It's just a Tunko with the disco baller. Just great stuff to have.
19-point impetuous disco baller. Yes, please. Give me more.
Oh man. These guys are nice, chip and cheerful, and you got all sorts of ways to just deal with everything. So you get a nice little toolbox.
Yeah, like I said from the top, they're really wide. Not a deep and complicated faction, just really wide. We've got.
Awesome. So now just be a JSA player and stay with Shinden and the Oban. Go into that little corner street you got there. And,
come to the good side. Play with some mercenaries. Broaden your horizons.
go into the dirty bar and talk with that brawler over there.
That's it, exactly. Yeah. Sit down at our table and pay this, definitely not cheating card game and that.
Yeah,
Like, come
yeah,
sit
yeah.
down.
You will lose at poker, but win your battles.
Exactly that. All right.
Uh, Copper, thanks for all your wisdom.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, do you want to do any shout-outs?
Well, yeah, well, I
Or
can't not
challenge to
shout.
Blessed Be too.
Yeah. No, I can't come in here and not shout out all the guys in my local Norfolk Sphere group. There's too many to name, and if I start naming them, I will forget them. I'll forget someone. But all the guys, they're great. We've got a big active scene here. I'm pretty fortunate, and everyone in the UK. I go to a lot of events and tournaments. I see way too many people. But I suppose if I don't mention Kovacs, Steve, he'd get particularly grumpy. I reckon he'd get grumpy because I'm saying he'd get grumpy on the podcast. So he'll like this. So I have to mention him. And the other Fast Panda guys. I can't not give them a shout out. Their YouTube channel and that.
Yeah.
I've gone a few times. I'm a competitive panda, so I try to. I can't not mention.
I like the panda stuff.
Yeah, they're some of the best people you're ever going to meet and play with. I love them. They're great people.
They always give off that vibe. So great stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I'll just shout out to everyone I know, and then I can't get told off for missing people.
Hello, Mum.
Yeah. Hi, Mum. Hi, Dad.
The shouts have been shouted out. So.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Cool.
Well, Coffer, thanks again for coming on.
Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure. And listeners, thanks for tuning in. And we see you all next time.